Good morning, literature enthusiasts, and in this video we will be talking about a poem which is written by Gabriel Okara, and the name of the poem is Once Upon a Time. The poem is part of Punjab Board Class 12th Compulsory English Syllabus. So we will be discussing it at from two point of views. One being the school point of view from class 12th, and one that how, in case you would have been in studying MA English, how you would have done it then, right? So we'll be discussing both the views. So let's get started. The poem is written by Gabriel Okra, and Gabriel Okra, he recently passed away last year in 2019, 25th March, I remember, and he was an eminent poet, and it is considered that his poetry is one of the purest form of poetry because he wasn't influenced by any of the other poets. So this is something which is mostly cherished about him. Okay, so in this one, I'll be reading it and we'll be doing the critical analysis. We will be discussing the figures of speech and also the post-colonial point of view of this particular poem, right? So it starts, once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes blocked cold eyes search behind my shadow. So here he says, it means a father is talking to his son. Maybe an older version of mine is talking to a younger version of mine, right? Maybe a country who has recently or who has already got independence is trying to compare its life that how it used to be earlier. So here, first we will be discussing that how a father is talking to his son. So he says that earlier people used to have this hearty laugh. People used to laugh from their hearts, but now they just laugh from their teeth, like right, like this. But earlier people used to be very happy. They used to mean their laugh also, right? Like we Punjabi sometimes do that, ha 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 ha, like that thing, right? From that perspective, and then they laugh with. And when you laugh from your heart or you even smile from your heart, it's visible in your eyes. They also turn soft. But now their eyes are ice block cold eyes. There are two things here. One is it's a metaphor. Eyes blocked cold eyes. They're so just like this. There's no smile here. And the other one is there is a figure of speech, another figure of speech, and that is that when a sound is repeated, not the letter is repeated, we call it something. You have to find it. It's already there in one of the videos. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts while their left hand searches my empty pocket. So earlier people used to laugh from their, even used to shake hands from their hearts. They used to mean it, right? That okay, it's kind of an association. But now they simply shake hands. While they're shaking hands, people shake hands with their right hand, their left hand searches for my empty pocket, that is there anything I can sell, or is there anything I can earn from this person? So they do this thing. Feel at home, come again, they say, and when I come again and feel at home once, twice, there will be no thrice, for then I find doors shut on me. So he says that earlier people had this feeling of hospitality. People used to invite each other. People were really hospitable. People used to enjoy guests. They used to welcome them. Atithi devo bhava. But now, and people used to say, ghar jaisa feel karo, feel at home. You don't just be home. But now it's not the case. Now, how people behave, like in case you'll go there once, people will be very happy. You'll go there twice, they will be fine. But the third time they will say, oh, we are not at home. Could you please come later? Right? So people have lost the affection. Then he further says, so I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses. Home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with their conforming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. So he said that now we have faces. Now we have a set of rules which we have to comply by. That in case you are going to your office, you should be smiling like good morning, like this. And in case you are at home, like in case you are going to a party, like ha ha ha, welcome. We have these rules. right? But earlier it wasn't the case. Now, earlier people used to behave the way they used to feel, but now it's not like that. Now people uh, behave the way it's set by the society. And then he says, and I have learned too to laugh with only my teeth, and I shake hands without my heart, and I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. So now he says that he has also learned all these things. What things? That in case someone is saying goodbye, it's not just a goodbye, it's like shukar hai gaya, good riddance, go. And in case someone is saying that it's nice meeting you, but actually it wasn't, you just felt bored, and when he said oh aapse milke bahut acha laga, it was nice meeting you. So this is how shallow we have become, how fake we have become. Then he says, but believe me son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all those muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's bare fangs. So he says that I again would like to be like you. I again would like to be innocent. I would like to unlearn all these mutings. Mutings, that fake things, right? I just don't want to be that. Rather, I would like to be a child again. I would like to be innocent again. And because in case whenever I look at myself in the mirror and I smile, it's not just the teeth. I feel that there are fangs, those Dracula kind of teeth, those. And then he says, so show me son how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. So once upon a time again, do you think he was like that child? Could be. But once upon a time is usually used when we are imagining something, when it's about fantasy, when it's about human imagination, when it's about pariyon ki kahaniyan. Could be, couldn't be, we don't know. Moving further, he says, so this is the poem, but another meaning is the post-colonial literature meaning. Now, what is post-colonial literature? That after Britishers, after Westerners, when they ruled us, we used to be innocent before that, but they made us cunning. Indians, they were very pure people, very pure, right? We used to welcome our friends. There was no, this caste. Although yes, caste was there, but still there wasn't any xenophobia like we have now regarding or relating to other cultures or religions, right? It's not there. So how it is? It is what kind of thing it's now? Like we have changed. We have become more professional. We have become more mean. We have become more money minded. We have become more. You can call it the Marxist, technique that people, in case they're nice to you, chances are high that they want to sell something to you or they would like to make money out of you. So these are the things. So he misses that time when people were innocent, when his whole country was innocent. But after Africans were ruled by Britishers, they feel like they have changed. So be it Derek Walcott, right? They all have actually discussed about this kind of post-colonial literature. And this is the element. The element is that when the countries, even when they were slaves, right? When we were serving, we weren't that practical, but now we are. So this is the post-colonial element. Otherwise, the summary we have already discussed. Both of them are nice. Both of them are like, you can discuss both of them. Even in case you are in your school days, it's okay. It's good to have a perspective. Tomorrow, you people will become some literature students. I'll be very glad in case I get this opportunity to teach you. So keep reading, keep learning. Let learning be your muse. Let sharing be your muse. May God bless you. Bye-bye.